Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. It is my immense pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker this evening. Her name's Mallori DeSalle. She is a licensed mental health counselor, nationally certified counselor, medication assistant treatment specialist, and an internationally certified prevention specialist. As a professional speaker and trainer, she has sparked curiosity in both the young and young at heart. Her passion for creating a lasting impact led her to the public health field, and for the past 11 years, she has worked at Prevention Insights, a center within the School of Public Health at Indiana University, Bloomington. As a result, Mallori works with people all over the world and even serves on the board of directors for the Association for Applied and Therapeutic Humor. When she isn't laughing, listening, or learning, she is spending time with her husband of nearly 20 years and 3 children. Her credentials don't impress her family, but occasionally her corny jokes do make them laugh. So on behalf of all the Area 5 educators, we would like to present a warm welcome to Mallori DeSalle.
And the crowd is muted. Oh my gosh. Thank you very much, Malia, for reading the bio exactly as I wrote it, because I need you all to know how fancy I am. No. I really am glad to be here. I had planned on being with you in Cloverdale had we met in person, and it just wasn't meant to be. Apparently somebody thought they'd throw a pandemic and they invited us all. How very inclusive were they? Yeah, so nice of them. But seriously, I really was struggling to decide what to wear tonight. Which sweatpants could I possibly wear to impress everyone? I just want you all to know it was a struggle. And I decided to wear the ones I haven't changed from for the last 3 days. You're welcome. I am a farm girl, as well as many of you are living in different parts of the state and really appreciate the world of agriculture. I grew up in Waverly, Nebraska, which my family still farms to this day. So I am a big fan of what 4-H brings to us and brings to the world, particularly the pigs, because I love bacon. So thank you for all of you that are raising some hogs out there. It's essential, because where would we be without bacon? Am I right? It's true. I mean, it's actually really true. We would die. But I'm really glad to be here. And as Malia shared, I do have 3 kiddos of my own. My son, Graham, is going to be 14 next month. He goes to Ellettsville Middle School, junior high. My daughter Lillian turns 12 in April. She's swimming at a swim meet right now at Troy North. And Emerson, my daughter, turns 10 tomorrow. So I am full in the thick of it. They are not in 4-H, but it's not because Malia and the Huffman family haven't tried. It's because we don't live in Greene County. So we're a little too favorite of them. But I have judged cakes for Greene County. And so if you see my face again, it will probably be covered in frosting. All right. Just kidding. They're all foam. It's really not that fun, actually. Okay, so we're going to get started tonight, and we're going to talk about a topic that is really near and dear to my heart. It is humor. And we're going to talk also a bit about mental health and how humor fits into all of it. And my internet is unstable. I feel like my internet keeps judging me by telling me I'm unstable. And I'm like, no, you're unstable. But it really is my internet. And so thank you, Smithville. I'm going to hope that it works all right tonight. And so I'm going to share my screen. I feel like it's essential that I announce it, because I feel as though everyone on Zoom always has to announce it. It's almost like a requisite, like I'm sharing my screen. Hopefully you can all see it. Feel free to use the reaction buttons at the bottom of your screen, or it's really weird. I discovered recently that I have my own emoji right at the end of both of my arms. It's super cool. So if you have a human emoji, that's great. See, Cheryl's got it. Thank you. Thank you. So humor helps. It really is no joke. So I'm going to, hopefully I shared my sound too. I'm going to stop sharing my screen because I want to make at least one mistake right away, just to make sure that I get it out of the way. Okay, good. Now I've shared, no, I'm going to do it again. Isn't this fun? How great is this presentation so far? Is it top notch? Just the best so far? Good. It's the only one you've had in this series, so I'm winning. Okay. So again, you can see the screen, I hope. So we're going to just get started. So this is a little bit about me, though Malia very generously read my bio. Some things that perhaps she didn't get from my CV, because I didn't include it, the university won't let me, is that I've tried 100 plus flavors of Oreos. And though you might think I'm at risk for diabetes, I'm actually not, because I am just more like a sommelier, which means I taste them and then sometimes I spit them out when they're disgusting. So I don't eat them all, I just taste them. And I am also, I participated in a TED event recently. So I am now a TED speaker, and it's not on YouTube yet. I promise if you Google me, you'll be like, she's lying. She didn't do it. But it's just not posted on YouTube yet. So it's on the power of affirmations. And I'll be speaking to another group in 4-H later this year about affirmations. So tune in, talk to Malia if you have questions about that. And I went to a women's college. So you see kind of a sparkly thing at the bottom that says celebrating connections. So if you are a young woman that would like to go to a women's college someday, come talk to me or Malia. We both went to women's school. So creativity is how I express my intelligence, through humor, through laughter, through play, and through communication. So we are going to get started a little bit by talking about really what humor is. So I know that in most keynotes, they don't ask you to talk back, but I am curious what you think of as the definition of humor. And so feel free to use the chat box, or even if you'd like to unmute yourself and offer your definition of what humor is, I would be more than happy to hear your thoughts. This definition here is humor is the benign violation of the norm that surprises you. And this definition is by Peter McGraw. So if you were to define humor, what would you say? Anyone have a definition for me? If I were live in an audience, I'd just walk right up to you and hand you the microphone. But on Zoom, it's a lot harder. I can't really do that. So if you come up with a definition for humor, feel free to chat it in the chat box. So when I think about this particular definition for humor, I think about how, for instance, after Malia gave that very generous introduction about me, how then I said something about wearing sweatpants. You wouldn't normally, as a fancy pants person like myself, start by telling people you wear sweatpants. So it's a benign violation of the norm. Now, I'm breaking down why things are funny, which actually, you know what, is not that funny, except for it explains why things are funny. So when people wear ridiculous clothes or when they trip, sometimes we think that's funny because we don't expect it. Now, the thing about humor is that not everyone agrees about what is funny. So I have a definition here from one of the participants. It says, it's funny if it tickles your funny bone. Absolutely. And so everyone has a different funny bone, however. So for instance, some of you really like wordplay. Some of you probably like puns. Others of you roll your eyes and you go, ugh, dad. Sorry for any dads on the call right now. But everyone's humor is different. I learned that right now YouTube is full of pranks. And so people think pranks are funny. I don't like pranks. So what we're going to learn on this presentation is the difference between humor for entertainment and humor for coping, which are two different things for everyone. not all humor helps you feel. So therapeutic humor, which is therapeutic because it relieves stress and anxiety, it increases our wellness, and it helps us feel better. There is such a thing as negative humor and positive humor. Negative humor usually has a subject and a target. For instance, bullying is an attempt at humor, but it's at somebody else's expense. If you think about what happened recently in our country, we had an election, and in the election, there were a lot of political jokes. And political jokes are designed to have a target, to almost poke fun at one person, party, or ruling. Whereas therapeutic humor, the sole purpose of it is to help someone feel joy or to give their brain a break from discomfort. So what we're going to do in just a couple of moments is we're going to get into some small groups, and we're going to talk about a time when your laughter, when humor was particularly gratifying, when it was really fun, and when you laughed so hard that you almost lost control over your body, because belly laughs. These are the best kind of laughs. Now, the cool thing about belly laughs is that, did you know that if you laughed for 10 minutes, it is the equivalent of doing regular exercise? It's an aerobic activity. I'm telling you, it might be the best exercise out there, y'all. You can get a six-pack just from like reading all of the Laffy Taffy wrappers after you eat them. Am I right? But you can't eat the candy first. That's the only problem. I don't like that part. But when we laugh, we are engaging our ab muscles. We're increasing oxygen in our body, and we're giving our brain a whole bunch of neurotransmitters that we're going to talk about in a little bit. But what I want you to think about was, when was the last time you had a really good belly laugh? Our colleagues, Malia is going to be getting ready some breakout rooms. So in just a minute or two, you're going to go into the breakout room, and I want you to talk about a time that you remember laughing your guts out. And I'm going to challenge you. Can you think of a joke, and can you deliver it in your breakout room? So this is challenging. Now, here's the best part. You can use your phone. You can look up a bad joke. You can look up a dad joke. You can do whatever you would like, as long as you deliver a joke. So the assignments for the breakout room are: 1, talk about the last time that you had a really good laugh, and then try and tell a joke. You're going to be in your room with about 4 or 5 other people, and then you're going to come back here, and we're going to talk about it together. I want to hear what your stories are. All right. So I am going to invite Malia to go ahead and open up the breakout rooms, and you're going to be in there for about, let's say, about 8 minutes. That way everyone has enough time to introduce themselves, tell their story, their joke, and then we'll come back together. Magic, everyone's back. Whoosh. And now look around the room for, where's Waldo? Can you find your colleagues? Can you find your friends? So Malika sent you a setup to a joke. You sent it, right, Malia?
Yep.
Where do sheep go on vacation? Anyone have a punchline? Mm-mm. The Bahamas. So bad. So bad. Oh my goodness. And Christine, I love, did everyone have a travel buddy? I'm glad that you had a travel buddy while you traveled through cyberspace. They said it couldn't happen, but Zoom has proved it wrong. So just like Spock, we do beam us back into the room. So Malia told me that my camera comes and goes. So if I get a little sketchy on the video, I might just turn my camera off and let my wonderful voice lead us. However, I'm curious if anyone would like to share any of the jokes that they heard. Anyone willing to take the mic and share the stage with me? So
Kyler in our breakout room had a good one. And it is what do you call a pig that does karate?
What do you call a pig who does karate? I think I know the punchline, but go for it.
Pork chop.
All right, everyone, give that a reaction. I like it. Pork chops and apple chops. That's right. Okay, and we see one in here by the family of comedians. I see them. What do trees and people have in common? They both fall down when you hit them with an axe. You can high five each other. I feel like that deserves a high five because it's like, no, you do it. No, you do it. When siblings are sharing the Zoom, I tell you. So wonderful. Congratulations to those of you that shared jokes. It can be scary. Oh, look at this. How often do I like chemistry jokes? Periodically. Great job. Oh, I see some more. Heather says, what has a ton of ears but can't hear a thing? A cornfield. Now, and I am a corn farmer, so that's a good one. Not to boast, but I just finished a 30-day diet in 7 hours and 15 minutes. Nice job, Christy. I like that joke a lot. I hate milking cows, Tom uttered. Wordplay. Congratulations. Absolutely. Oh, I can't believe somebody laughed at that joke. The truth is that your brain doesn't care. Your brain gets the effects from laughter, whether it's genuine laughter or whether it's even fake laughter, which there's actually a therapy called laughter yoga. And I'll talk about that in a second. But what your brain gets from even the eye roll kind of humor is it increases the dopamine in your brain. Dopamine is the neurotransmitter that helps us remember things. And we think of it as the feel-good neurotransmitter. People say, oh, I'm so happy I got dopamine. But when we think about the Cro-Magnon man, when we think about the cavemen out there, they experienced a lot of dopamine when they saw the lions and when they could find out where they were. They remembered where they were, and dopamine helps their brain recall that. So anytime you're laughing, you also are more likely to remember things. So think about your favorite teacher. Your favorite teacher was probably funny, and you probably do better in that class because you remember because of that laughter. Serotonin is something else that goes into your brain when you're laughing. Serotonin is the neurotransmitter that helps us feel healthy and well. And so when we're laughing, not only do we get more oxygen in our body, but serotonin helps us just be a little bit more balanced. People who are living with mental illness, anxiety, and depression, for instance, often take medications called serotonin reuptake inhibitors. Very fancy way of saying, let them have some serotonin, friends. And I like to think of serotonin as my spirit animal, okay? Because it's the one that I need more of on a daily basis. Because I myself, and I'm going to turn my camera back on for this piece, but I myself, though I am a therapist, I see a therapist because I have anxiety and depression, and I manage it both with counseling, with medication, and with laughter. So when I'm having a down day, I know that laughing helps give my body a little dose of serotonin to feel healthier. I also get endorphins. Y'all, endorphins are our friends. It's how we get energy. I want you to type into the chat box using your magic fingers, how many times do you think the average adult laughs in a given day? Just the average adult, what number do you think? I'm giving no prizes, mostly because this is a virtual event and I can't really throw you a candy bar through the computer. Well, I can, but it'll bounce back and hit me, and then I'll eat it again. All right, great job. So people are guessing anywhere from the lowest number I see here is 5 to the highest number I see here, which is about 30. And y'all are pretty good. Average adults laugh anywhere from 4 times to 17 times. Yeah, Lillian, did you do it? Did you get it? Okay, you nailed it. And yes, you did it. And how about the average preschooler? How many times does the average preschooler laugh? Malia knows. She has a Lizzie at her house. 50 times, 100 times. We see, oh, I see in there 20 times, 57. I like the, if someone could just put 0.1254763, get the pie going. Okay, y'all. Well, I want you to take whatever number you entered in there, except for Cheryl, who nailed it 300 times. Give her a jar of jelly beans. That's right. Preschoolers laugh between 200 and 300 times a day. And you know how we know that? Look at how much energy they have. So the endorphins they get are why they don't want to nap, why they can run around, and you're like, I wish I could bottle that up. And I say, well, just get some giggles and we'll make you feel better. It's all good, friends. So endorphins, you get energy, you feel juiced, you feel jazzed when you laugh. And finally, oxytocin. Oxytocin is a neurotransmitter, y'all, that is commonly associated with mommies and babies, because mommies, when they're breastfeeding or bottle feeding their babies, they give off oxytocin. And oxytocin begets oxytocin. That's my fancy Shakespearean language for saying my oxytocin makes you grow oxytocin, and your oxytocin lets me grow more oxytocin. Here's the thing, y'all. You're more likely to laugh in a group, which is why Zoom comedy really stinks. It's terrible because no one can hear themselves laugh, right? But if you're with your friends walking down the hall, you're more likely to laugh at a corny joke, even if it's dumb, if you have a bunch of friends around, than laughing at it when you're in the car with your dad or mom or grandma or aunt who's telling you the corny jokes about, what is the one with the cornfield as the punchline? And you're like, yeah, good one. But with your friends, you'd be like, oh my gosh, that was so crazy. Because oxytocin begets oxytocin. And that's the thing that is so cool about 4-H, because y'all laugh together. Oxytocin increases trust as well. I think of oxytocin as the trust hormone. So if you can laugh with someone, you're likely to trust them more. And I want you to think about that. I want you to think about the people you don't trust. And I want you to ask yourself, how frequently do you laugh when you're around them? Chances are it's low. If you kind of have a problem with somebody in your class or at your workplace, I'm sure no one ever has problems with someone at church or, but if you're not laughing, chances are your trust is low. So laughter helps build the trust and also is an indicator that you trust people. The other really cool thing about laughter in and of itself is it helps decrease cortisol, which is the stress hormone. So as bonkers as it sounds, when in doubt, when you're stressed, take a break and laugh. And what I said earlier was it doesn't matter. Your brain doesn't care. So quite literally, and I'm about to do something that y'all are going to look at me and be like, what? But if you just start going, really weird, right? Am I right? But like, I got Malia laughing, I got Jennifer smiling, Cheryl's going, no, that was weird. That was real weird. No, but here's the thing. Your brain also has these things called neurotransmitters that are mirror neurons. So y'all are looking at me like, whoa, she great. And I am a little bit, but also your brains are getting the dopamine, the oxytocin, the serotonin, because they are mirroring my neurons. So when you play with a baby and the baby smiles at you, have you ever noticed when you play with a baby, all of a sudden, like even the toughest of men, just they get, it's the mirror neurons. And when you smile, other people smile, mirror neurons. I want you to try and tell someone you're mad, or you're happy rather. Tell someone you're happy with a grumpy face. I'm really in a bad mood. You can't do it. It's ridiculous because your brain is already getting the neurotransmitters. You can't lie to your body. And here's the thing. Your brain can only feel one emotion at a time. So the reason why you learning all of this is so important for your mental health and wellness is that if you're in a moment where you're feeling depressed, anxious, stressed out, you have scholarships, you have a test, you have a big soccer game, your girlfriend, boyfriend, friend moved away, you lost your job, your parents grounded you, your cell phone ran out of juice and you have no plug-in cord because the last one broke because the dog ate it and then someone took the car and the car is the only other place where you can plug it in, and then all you wanted to do was text someone something because you saw a really cool TikTok and the TikTok's probably going to go away. Well, maybe that's just me. Stress happens, y'all. And laughing can help give your brain a break from it. It doesn't fix it. It doesn't fully remove it. Like, oh, let me just laugh it off. No, you have real feelings. The feelings need, and I believe must be felt. And yet laughter gives your body and brain a break from always feeling the deep, dark feelings. And then laughter helps us feel the other side. When we feel feelings, boy, that didn't sound redundant at all. It is important that we know that all feelings come and go. They all come and go just like that. And as a result, they are just little bits of information for us. And one thing I learned in my journey, thank you. I don't look that old. Thank you for noticing, all of you young people. That's right. One thing I learned is that for a long time, I was trying to be happy. Anyone else tried to be happy? All I want is to be happy. That's all I'm seeking out of life is being happy. No, because we also are going to feel sad. And that's okay. Because when we feel the whole spectrum, it makes every experience more honest and authentic. And knowing that we're going to feel all the feelings makes it feel less powerless when I do feel sad, because I know I might feel something else different. So the thing about humor is it helps you put your self-care first. So please get out your phone. We're going to take a selfie so that you can remember to put your selfie first. So get out your phone. I mean it. I'm serious. This is a presenter saying to get your phone out. That's so weird, right? Like most of them are like, put them away, put that thing away, put that thing away, put it away. No, get it out. No, just, yes, you. Yeah. Okay. Okay. You don't want to. That's fine. That's fine. All right. So flip it around and then at your phone, I want you to make a ridiculous face. Yes. Get it, friends.
My phone's in the other room.
Yes, that's it.
My phone's in the other room.
Your phone's in the other room. Okay, well, yeah. Sharon, do you want to just make one right now? I'll take a screenshot. No. I thought it would have been perfect for us to all do. Okay, let's all do one as if we're taking a screenshot instead. So ready? 1, 2, 3. All right. If you have that picture and you pull it out tomorrow or the next day, that is your reminder to put your selfie first. And that self-care, it's okay to be silly as part of your self-care regimen. Self-care is not silly. In fact, you can find humor in lots of ways that aren't traditional laughing and ha-ha and joke telling, because not for everyone do jokes fit. right? So in this picture on the PowerPoint, you'll see that humor can be like creativity, coloring. They can be making ridiculous faces. They can be putting Legos on your face. It can be blowing bubbles. It can be playing video games. It can be watching comedy, looking at comic strips. It can be all sorts of different things. The whole point is it therapeutic? Are you doing it so that you can get oxytocin, dopamine, endorphins? Are you doing it to take a brief break from discomfort? Or are you doing it to point the finger and harm someone? Are you doing it to give your body what it needs to feel joy? Or are you escaping? When you use therapeutic humor and play, that's a great way to take care of your own mental health. And oftentimes I have to check in with myself because honestly, y'all, I'm a workaholic. I could work all the time. But yesterday and the day before, it was, primo sledding. Was it not? Anyone else go sledding this weekend? Primo. And I did not dress properly to go sledding, but I told myself it's worth it because I need to play. So I went ahead and went sledding on Saturday in play clothes and Sunday in play clothes, and it was worth it because I got that oxytocin, serotonin, dopamine, and boy, did I laugh. So I'm going to give you a few tips, and then I know we're getting close on time. So these tips are all based on the acronym LAUGH, and these are ways that you can integrate therapeutic humor into your everyday life. These aren't rocket science, so you'll find it pretty reasonable to do these. The first one stands for the L. So learn to make things fun. For those of you that have homework assignments that are super boring, I want you to time yourself, challenge yourself. Can you get it done? Or can you learn your Spanish words when singing instead of, writing them down? I will show you an example right now as I rap Spanish. Yo, baby, yo. Tu bebiste, bebiste. El baby, yo, baby, yo, baby, yo. Nosotros bebimos, vosotros bebiste. Ellos bebieron. Yo, baby, yo, baby, yo. All right, ridiculous, right? Spanish verb, ER verbs, wrapping it. Let's make things fun, L. The next thing that I'm going to say is the A. Ask yourself, how can I reframe this? Usually we get uptight, upset, up in arms when we feel like one thing is the only way of doing things. So if you can ask yourself, can I change the way I look at this? It will make things easier for you. The U in laugh is uncover creative solutions. If you can figure out a new and silly way to solve problems, then you will be able to laugh at yourself and laugh at the problem. G is get into it on purpose. When you use humor intentionally, your outcomes are more effective. So purposefully insert humor into your day. And finally, the H is to help others see funny. You don't have to entertain everyone. You don't even have to be funny. The goal of integrating therapeutic humor into your daily life is to help people see the funny. So the last thing that we're going to do before I know it's time to go is we're going to play Caption This. So this is a picture of a guy doing some yoga. I want you to write in the chat box, what is a caption that you can say about this dude or this person? Lillian said, COVID. Lillian Leah said, I must calm myself before cleaning up the spilled sewage. Let's stay home. Try to connect with big birds. Cody and Justin. Cassie said, oh no, it's chilly night again. My quote for this one was, namaste far away from COVID. All right. So I think that I'm going to give you this last one and then I'm going to call it good. What would you say for this one? What would you say for this lady or this gentleman? What would you say for this one? You got a good one, huh? Still waiting on my COVID vaccine. Nice job, Christine.
Bad to the bone.
Bad to the bone. There you go. Oh, yeah. So ultimately, I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for laughing with me. This hair is deadly. I like it. I have enjoyed hanging out with y'all. I wish my internet video was working a bit better, but I'm really glad that I got to hang out with y'all. Do you have any questions? I know that your 4-H educators need some time to talk about book club. So waiting for my kids to get ready. Right. 10 years later.
Well, thank you very much, Mallory. We really appreciate it. And if anyone does come up with questions that they don't have time to ask, you can definitely put them in the chat right now, or please reach out to your educator and we can get contact information to you.